That was quite entertaining from someone that had a sexual relationship with a Chinese spy, and everyone knows it.
That was Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Greene responding to Democratic lawmaker Eric Swalwell, quite an accusation that she threw out there. Now, she was responding to Swalwell, who had displayed a poster that depicted a defund the FBI campaign with Marjorie Greene's face on it, which makes a lot of sense because Marjorie Greene is on the record as wanting to defund the FBI because the FBI did its job and raided Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence after he refused to hand over top secret and classified documents that he wrongly took home with him from the White House. Now, with that context, why don't we watch how this interaction played out?
Was kept up for months after Kanye West said that he was going to declare DEFCON 3 on the Jews. Mr. Secretary, do you believe that all of us have a responsibility to elevate our rhetoric and to denounce anti-Semitism and anti-police rhetoric in this country so that Jewish Americans and police officers can be safer?
Congressman, I do.
Thank you, and I yield back.
The gentleman yields, and now I recognize the gentlelady from Georgia, Ms. Greene.
That was quite entertaining from someone that had a sexual relationship with a Chinese spy, and everyone knows it. But
I move to take her words down. Completely inappropriate. Yeah, stand by just a second while we research the rule. Give me just a second.
So the Democrats moved to have her statements taken down, and it didn't work out for them. So the chairman of the committee, who happens to be a Republican, refused to do so. And then she was free to go on to call Alejandro Mayorkas, the DHS secretary, a liar. After she said that, her comments were removed and she was no longer allowed to speak during that particular hearing. But Cenk, what are your thoughts on that interaction?
So two things. First off, it's interesting what the Republicans got offended by and what they didn't get offended by. So when she viciously attacks his personal life, they're like, oh, cool, rock and roll, okay? She then calls some government official a liar, and the Republicans are like, whoa, 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 whoa. If we start that trend, everybody will find out we're liars. So then they sanction her, et cetera, at least in a tiny amount in that hearing, and don't let her speak again, and they strike it from the record. But then Marjorie Taylor Greene used the Kevin McCarthy card. Remember how she helped him get elected to the speaker position? So she's like, oh yeah, you think he's gonna take me off the committee? No, he's not. And of course she's right. And Kevin McCarthy paid back a political favor and is not doing much about it, or almost nothing about it, right?
Right.
So, but the second thing is, how would I have reacted, okay? I don't like it when Democrats catch feelings and they go, oh my God, please strike it from the record, we're so offended. I would have said, well, that's interesting coming from a congresswoman who ran on family values and then cheated on her husband with a tantric sex guru.
Yeah, that's what, I love that you mentioned that, because if your theory regarding what offends Republicans versus what doesn't offend Republicans is true, it's a really dumb logic, right? Because if they're concerned about power being challenged, in this case, it was Alejandro Mayorkas, the DHS secretary, but they're not concerned with Marjorie Greene attacking someone else's personal life, well, that opens the floodgates for lawmakers to constantly attack one another's personal lives in the context of these official hearings, which, by the way, might be entertaining, but I certainly don't want the hearings to devolve to that. You get what I'm saying?
I do, and so, but she brought it up out of nowhere, and I would never let it slide, right? Yeah. And so, by the way, on the Chinese spy thing, it's been investigated thoroughly, and Eric Swalwell did not give her any secrets at all. So there's actually nothing there. If he had, which by the way, Republicans are like, hey, Russian spies, come on into the White House, etc. Come to our national prayer breakfast, come to everything. And here, you want documents? It's at Mar-a-Lago, okay? So you guys are worried about spies, please. In Swalwell's case, it's actually definitively proven that there was no information given. Yes, that Chinese spy, by the way, targeted Republicans and Democrats, okay? So now to me, I don't care that Marjorie Taylor Greene had cheated on her husband. That's not my business, right? And that's normal. Humans do it, right? It's
normal?
No, look, it's like I'm not getting into people's personal lives.
Right, no,
okay?
I hear you.
Now, having said that, she ran on family values, and I'm not kidding. The guy's a tantric sex guru. And so if she was gonna come after me on my personal life, I would ask her what position she's done with the guru.
Oh my God.
Okay, it's tantric sex, I don't know. I mean, you left your husband for it, it must be super interesting. I mean, I don't know if there's a Vietnamese basket trick, I don't know. I don't know, okay? Inquiring, look, she doesn't bring it up, I never bring it up because that's her business. You bring it up, and you made a mistake if I was there, right? I wouldn't be like, oh my God, I'm so offended, please strike it from the record. I'd punch her back so hard, she never brought it back again.
Man, it's all out brawls.
Goddamn right. They should do a lot more brawls. Instead, what we have, I'm serious, guys. Look, I have this weird defense of Marjorie Taylor Greene here today, both on the Mayorkas story and here. Yeah, she's a loon, she's unhinged, I know, right? For God's sake, fight back, right? And I want there to be exchanges. I mean, you see the British Parliament, they're yelling at each other and they're getting, yeah, that's democracy, it's a mess. Instead, what we've had my whole life is, oh, I do declare, everybody being gentle and status quo is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, everybody give money to corporations, trillions at a time, yes, yes, yes. Everything, civility. Civility has screwed us like a tantric sex guru.
Oh my gosh.
So
it felt good? I mean.
Well, I got no use for it. I'm not interested in that BS civility that leads to just maintaining the status quo.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.